Thank you, Frank. I've been practicing saying thank you, Frank, all day, so I think I did a good job. If my kids were here, they would tell me if I did or not. That incredible video just said everything I wanted to say in this introduction. So I'm going to say it again. Imagine being in Kari's shoes. She had 2 kids, a friend and a husband. They were talking about selling the family business. That was a 3rd-generation family business in a heavily male-dominated industry. Family businesses are quite represented in the Hall of Fame members who've come back today, especially right here in the front row. They provide, and when I say they, I mean family businesses provide 2/3 of the new job growth in our country. If you were a normal person in Kari's situation, you might sell the family business. You might focus on your kids. You might focus on your Girl Scout troop, as she mentioned. But instead, she had a lot of loyalty to her team. At that time, not even 100 employees. But like most family business owners that I know, she had them in mind. And instead of selling the business, she grew it. She grew it like crazy and has now brought a 4th generation into the business. Frank mentioned, and so I got to say Frank twice here, but my new buddy Frank, he mentioned the giants of business in Minnesota, and I apologize for this, Kari, but you'll see very soon she is not a giant in stature. But I have the privilege of sitting down 5 days a year for the last 6 years with her leadership team that are all men, significantly taller than both of us, every single one of them. She holds her own in that room, and I know many, many other rooms where she's the only woman and has been for over a decade. It is truly my pleasure to work with your leadership team, Kari, and all of you, and to welcome you to the stage to receive this honor.
Thank you, Frank. The last time you called my name, you were announcing that I had won the Tesla. Remember that? Yeah. Next time one of your favorite charities has a raffle, buy some tickets. As you've heard just now, my path to this podium, to this great honor, has been comparatively short, uphill, and rugged, probably like your hiking last week. I didn't spend decades building a career path. After John's death, I found myself unexpectedly standing on one without a map or trail guide. Had it not been for the support of my family, dear friends, committed team members, my faith in God and His promises, and being reminded by my oldest friend, who's here tonight, she is older than me too. That work, she said to me, work will give you purpose. And she was right. If not for that, I might be laying in a hammock somewhere on a beach or by the ocean with an umbrella drink in my hand and a whole lot less stress. But what fun would that be? Well, this has not been easy. Growing and nurturing anything is hard work, as the people in this room know, and my co-honorees tonight. When relatively new in this position, I heard a woman in her early 20s speaking at a Woman Venture event about health issues that had plagued her from early adolescence and how she navigated all the boulders and fallen trees on her path to health. Despite being treated for a life-threatening disease for years, she persevered and use the experience to start a beautiful business to serve others. Her response to a question from the audience impacted me. The question was, "What have you learned from all of this?" She said, "I've learned that just because something is hard doesn't mean it's bad." How brave, how wise, and how true. We have all faced hard things along life's path, both personally and professionally. Now I try to focus on the reality that hard doesn't equal bad, and I'm not really very good at accounting. Just ask Jason. It equals experience, it equals lessons learned, new ways of thinking or doing, staying focused on your vision, getting up each day to face whatever lays in the path, and continuing despite the vision going out of focus sometimes. I've learned that persistence, patience, persuasion, and personal integrity must be the underlayment of building a successful business. And don't even get me started on what it's like to do all that in a male-dominated and populated industry like trucking. Suffice it to say, it's hard. It's hard to be believed, hard to be treated as a peer, hard to get sufficient business credit lines, hard to persevere as a woman in this industry. But it can be done, even though it's often hard and sometimes really, really hard. Of course, nothing is done on one's own. We are a family business, as you heard, 4 generations strong. It was the founder and previous owners who took the first risks, lived through the Great Depression, terrible wars, multiple recessions, and skyrocketing inflation and interest rates. And if you think they're high now, just think back to the 80s and 18% interest. I have tremendous gratitude towards those individuals who never gave up when times were bad or hard for them. To our current leadership team who are here with me tonight, thank you for your support and for teaching me new things as we grow together, and for gathering lots of facts for me before I make decisions. Inside joke. I'm apparently a high fact finder. Thank you to my family here tonight, my brother and sister-in-law and my children, for listening to me, counseling and encouraging me. Your love and support mean the world to me, especially my kids. I hope that I provided a good model for business leadership to emulate when the business transitions to you. Several of my oldest and dearest friends are here as well, and they are just the best. They cheer me on, make me think and laugh, and remind me that at heart I'm still that goofy kid from the neighborhood and school days who did a lot of not so smart things way back when. Finally, thank you to the Twin Cities Business Magazine and the Carlson School for creating and supporting this effort to highlight business leaders in our community. Corporate America and business owners are sometimes referred to with suspicion and disdain. We take a beating, some deserved. Well, it is we who provide the leadership and make the investments to create jobs, provide opportunities for people to develop their talents and use their gifts, to make and build and sell the things our society needs for shelter, food, medicine, education, places of worship, our roads and other modes of transportation. Protect us and allow us to live in a free society, which should be safe and welcoming and available to all. There is still work to be done, and we as leaders must continue to pave the way. So while we all encounter hard things while leading our businesses, tonight we are celebrating success. So as you continue down your own path, I'll quote Winston Churchill. I really wish he was a woman or something because, because it just doesn't seem quite the right fit. But his he faced many dark days and many triumphant ones as well. He said, "Those who never change their minds never change anything." Next time you think it's too hard to overcome something, change your mind about what the possibilities hold. He also said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts." So be brave. Congratulations to each of you, Archie, George, Laisha, and Charlie, on being inducted along with me into the Minnesota Business Hall of Fame tonight. And all the best to you as you continue along your path. Thank you.